Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, I compare and contrast movies and shows to the books and video games they are adapted from. Sometimes all three, sometimes vice versa, mixed bag. If that's a topic you like to talk about, I upload once a week and take requests. So please subscribe and turn on all notifications so you never miss a thing. Alright, real quick, a shout out to my sponsor, Pancakes, the pancake mix that is high in protein and flavor, low on carbs and fat, and free of gluten. I made some for my husband this morning, and for a man who hates brown rice, wheat bread, and crunchy peanut butter, he approves of pancakes, and that is saying something. So, follow the link in the description. Use the discount code BOOKS2MOVIES for 10% off, and you too can have your pancakes and eat them too. Alright, this week the book is Darkly Dreaming Dexter, which was adapted to just the first season of Dexter, the miniseries that took the world by storm. It's a dark comedy with a new kind of hero, a serial killer who preys on serial killers. There are 7 books total, including the 3 I'm holding right here, and 10 seasons to include New Blood. So with that being said, we will dissect this one season at a time and one book at a time. The book and the show start off exactly the same, pretty much almost verbatim. We are on a ride-along with the Dark Passenger to pick up a harmless-looking Charlie Church, who secretly preys on children. In the book, he's a priest. In the show, he's been demoted to a choir director to, I suppose, step away from the pervert priest cliché. Anyway, other than that, it's a verbatim match to introduce us to the Dark Passenger first and his logic. The book and show continue similarly after this by introducing us to Dexter, where he got his idea to prey on the cruel and amoral, and then right to the central case of this story, the articulate displays of neatly dissected and exsanguinated bodies, the introduction to Deborah, also exactly the same from book to show, as is Sergeant Dokes and Vince Masuka, Batista, who is detective in the show, medical examiner in the book, and LaGuerta, who is lieutenant in the show, detective in the book. But by the way the book paints her in your mind, it's exactly how she appears in the show. Except in the book, she doubles up on the local politics, doubly sucks at investigating, and is even more forward in her advances on Dexter. More on her fate in the book later. As this central investigation continues, which is the ice truck killer only in the show, in the book it closes as the Tammy Yammy slasher case. It's the same intrusive clues left only for Dexter, but by only the killer. And the book is very heavy with a lot of in-depth and highly verbose inner monologue from Dexter. And in that inner monologue, we are introduced to Rita and just her backstory. The book doesn't give us as much as the show does on her and her children, her job, and her ex-husband. All this time spent on inner monologue in the book is spent on additional targets in the show. The second target in the first episode, Jamie Jaworski, is in the book, with some minor variations in the details, including his day job and preferred prey. The hospice nurse with the God complex that served as Dexter's dry run is also in the book. Not in the book, but present in the show, are fillers, such as Jorge and Valerie Castillo, who were the immigrant extortionists, and Dr. Emmett Meridian, the psychiatrist with the God complex, and almost Jeremy Downs, who took Dexter's advice literally to heart. Alright, now back to the investigation of the ice truck killer. The fall guy turned surviving victim, Tony Tucci, and the phony confessor, Neil Perry, are a bifurcation of a single character in the book. His name is Daryl McHale, a maintenance man at the sports arena where a piecemealed victim was found, and also a wife-beater and false confessor. Also, only in the show, the ice truck killer hides in plain sight as a prosthetics maker and Deb's new boyfriend. In the book, he reveals himself at the very end. In both, he is Dexter's older brother, and he wants Dexter to bond with him over Deb by killing her together. Dexter has the same inner crisis of choosing between his brother, who accepts him as is, and his adoptive sister, who would not. They have the same struggle, and what happens next separates book from show. LaGuardia interrupts. Since she had been following him since his rejecting of her advance, made her listen to Sergeant Dokes' insistence that Dexter is creepy and hiding something. So there she is, putting herself between Dexter and his brother Brian. A knife comes down, and the last chapter ends. The book ends at Detective LaGuardia's funeral. She died a hero, having found the Tamiami slasher, and Deb also got her promotion. The show's first season ends with another inner monologue with Dexter kind of imagining himself as a folk hero. And that is all for the first season of Dexter and Darkly Dreaming Dexter. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave me a comment and a high five on the like button. And we will pick this up next week with Season 2.